Hey everyone, and welcome. So, if you've ever been totally charmed by a tiny dog with a personality the size of a Great Dane, you've probably met a Yorkshire Terrier. In this explainer, we're going to dive into absolutely everything that makes this breed so incredibly special and what it really takes to give them the amazing care they deserve.
You know, this quote just hits the nail on the head. Seriously, don't let their tiny size fool you for a second. Behind that gorgeous, silky coat is a bold, super confident personality that's ready to take on the entire world. And honestly, understanding that is the key to everything else about them.
Right, so before we even get into things like diet or grooming, we have to start with their character. Getting what makes a Yorkie tick is basically the key that unlocks how to care for them properly. It all starts here.
I know, you probably see them as fancy lapdogs today, right? But their story begins somewhere way, way grittier. Back in 19th century England, Yorkies weren't bred for cuddling. They were bred for a tough job, catching rats in super loud textile mills. That history forged a fearless, determined, and really sharp little dog, and believe me, those traits are still front and center today.
And that rat-catching instinct, it translates directly into who they are now. They've got endless energy and this deep curiosity about, well, everything. They form these intense, super loyal bonds, often with just one or two people, and they carry themselves with the confidence of a dog 10 times their size. And yeah, it's super charming, but let me tell you, that's exactly why good training is so important.
Of course, all that big dog energy has to come from somewhere, right? Which brings us to our next crucial topic, their diet and nutrition. Fueling a tiny dog with such a massive personality takes some very, very specific attention to what you put in their bowl.
And just to give you an idea of what we're working with here, a healthy adult Yorkie weighs only 4 to 7 pounds. That's it. That tiny little frame makes their bodies incredibly sensitive. Their nutritional needs are super specific, and there's just not a lot of room for error.
You know, because of their ridiculously fast metabolisms, one big meal a day just will not cut it for a Yorkie. Instead, it is absolutely essential to spread their food out over 2 or maybe even 3 small meals. This keeps their blood sugar from crashing and helps prevent a really dangerous condition called hypoglycemia, which is pretty common in toy breeds.
Now, knowing what to feed them is just as important as knowing what not to. A high-quality food that's designed specifically for small breeds, that's your foundation. But you've got to be so careful about human foods. Everyday things like chocolate, grapes, onions, and especially that artificial sweetener xylitol are highly toxic to them, and you have to keep them completely out of reach. No exceptions.
All right, let's talk about that signature feature, the one everyone notices first, that stunning, silky coat. It's one of the things people absolutely love most about Yorkies. But let's be real, that beautiful hair comes with a serious commitment to grooming.
So here's the deal with their coat, and this is the key thing to get. It's structured way more like our hair than typical dog fur. What does that mean? Well, it doesn't shed in the usual way, but it also means it grows and grows and grows, and it can get tangled and matted super easily if you're not on top of it.
This right here is your essential grooming checklist. Okay, daily brushing. Seriously, it is non-negotiable. It's the only way to prevent painful mats from forming. Then you've got regular baths to keep their coat and skin healthy. And please, don't forget their nails and teeth. Dental care is especially vital for small dogs as they're really prone to plaque buildup. So a well-groomed, well-fed Yorkie is definitely a happy Yorkie. But that's only part of the equation. To really, truly thrive, they need to keep their sharp minds and energetic little bodies busy. And that brings us to exercise and training. Don't ever let their small size fool you into thinking they're just couch potatoes. Daily walks are a must for sniffing around and exploring their world. Indoor games like fetch or tug of war are great for burning off that physical energy. And puzzle toys? Oh, they're fantastic for giving their intelligent minds a real workout. Trust me on this. A bored Yorkie almost always becomes a mischievous Yorkie.
And when it comes to training that clever little mind, positive reinforcement is your best friend. They are so smart and so eager to please, so rewarding good behavior with praise or a tiny treat works absolute wonders. They thrive on encouragement and consistency, not harsh commands.
Okay, so we've covered personality, diet, grooming, and training. All of these pieces really work together to support a long, happy, and healthy life. But to be a truly responsible owner, it's also really important to be aware of some of the common health issues for the breed. Now, this isn't meant to alarm you at all. It's just about being informed and prepared.
We've already touched on their tendency for dental disease and hypoglycemia. A couple other conditions to keep on your radar are luxating patellas, that's basically a kneecap that can shift out of place, and tracheal collapse. This is why regular vet checkups are your single most important tool for catching anything early.
And this right here is the amazing reward for all that dedicated care. With the right food, exercise, and proactive vet care, a Yorkie can be your best friend for a really long time. We're talking typically 12 to 15 years, and sometimes even longer than that. And in the end, this is really what it's all about. A well-cared-for Yorkie. They're not just a pet. They are a loyal, loving, and just endlessly entertaining little companion that forms this incredibly powerful bond with their family.
See, caring for a Yorkie is a true commitment. It requires real attention to every single detail of their life. So the question is, are you ready for that? Because for those who are, the reward is this amazing bond with a tiny dog who has the biggest heart you'll ever find. Thanks so much for watching.